Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and we are here to do a Sunday book tag. Da 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 da. I had a good day at church today, so I'm smiling happy, and we have writers this afternoon, so I'm smiling happy because Olivet's library is going really well. I'm getting some really great feedback from you guys, so 2 thumbs up, and I finished a book last night. So, yay me. Okay, I've got so many tags, and I think that this one I was tagged by Kevin Towle Reads. So this is, or I think he tagged me, I'm pretty sure. And if he didn't, I'm going to say he did. So Kevin, you did. All right, and this is about books, obviously. But let's go over the questions. I don't remember the name of the tag, but I'll put the questions in, so that when you get tagged, you can have the questions and not have to look back, and it will be good. Angels victorious, da 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 da. Okay, I'll stop. Here we go. Question number 1. What books do you regret buying? The only book that I regret buying ever is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I hated that book. Hated it, and I shouldn't have spent money on it. I did buy it from a secondhand store, so I didn't buy it full price, which was good, but I did hate buying that book. Hated it. Do you DNF books? Yes, occasionally. Why or why not? Well, if the story is not holding me, and if I don't care about the characters, then I am going to DNF that book. Or if I get to a point where it's just like disgusting. I've read Salem's Lot all the way through, but I really should have DNF'd it when we got to some of the more disgusting parts. And I'm talking about the cruelty that he had towards children and the cruelty towards women and everything like that. I really do think that Stephen King is kind of a sick individual. So I will just leave it like that. How much time do you generally invest before DNFing? I'll go a long time. I will go a long time before DNFing because I'm in for the long run. Joe just came in the room. Okay, is there a book you did not want to come to an end or couldn't put down? Yes, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was this red book. I'll never forget it. It was a red book that I got at the library. And it was about a haunting in an apartment on Lombardo Street. It's supposedly true. And I believe it's called Lombardo Street in San Francisco. That's real curvy. I think it's called Lombardo Street. And I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was written by kind of an it girl. I don't know if she was a model or a television personality or something like that. But she described I read it in one night. It was the perfect read for the one night because we had a summer storm. And I remember putting it down and thinking I had such fun reading this book that now I can't remember the name of. I wanted to read it all the way over again. Okay, have you ever experienced withdrawal after finishing a specific book, not wanting to move on to other characters and wanting to reread the whole book or sections of it again? Well, again, the Lombardo Street Haunting book was something I really enjoyed. But I have to go back to the classics. I have to go back to Jane Eyre. I mean, when Jane Eyre ended and they got married, and if you haven't read it, they got married. So, spoiler alert. Okay, what keeps you invested in a book? Definitely the characters. The characters keep me invested, and the writing style. If the writing style is crap, because I read some indie writers, and sometimes the indie writers are they're not good writers. But it's mostly the characters that keep me invested in the book. Okay, what prompts you to pick up a book? The cover, the blurb on the back of the book, etc. Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would say both the cover. The cover is going to attract me first, and then the blurb on the back is going to pull me in. So I would say both, the cover and the blurb. Do you keep finished books to reread or do you unhaul them? I keep most of my books. Definitely my vintage ones that I know are hard to find I keep. But like Stephen King's Salem's Lot, gone. And like the more, I read The Women and I'm going to unhaul that and everything like that. The Women was fantastic, by the way. It was a wonderful read. But I don't need to keep that. That can be unhauled. So I would say the more modern books, I unhaul those. But my vintage ones, I never let go. Who or what do you trust most for book recommendations? Well, I hate to say this, but I do have a few booktubers that I really trust. And I enjoy watching them so much that I'm going to say I get a lot of my recommendations from BookTube. I really do. I have a little place on my phone, the notes thing. You've heard of that. The notes thing, and I put it in the notes thing because my friends don't share the same taste in books that I do. And so I don't really get them from my friends, but I get them from BookTubes where I get my recommendations from because I'm not smart enough to read book review magazines or anything. Okay. Bonus question. Would you ever pick up a book and read it without knowing anything about it? No, I would have to know something about it. Something has got to be able to spark my interest. Because my time is so limited, I don't have a lot of time to explore what it's really about. So if I don't know what it's really about, I am not going to pick it up. Okay. Oh, and it also says, conversely, would you let someone else choose the book for you? No. I wouldn't do that. Nor would I presume to choose a book for anyone else. I have a very good friend on BookTube, and her name is Heather. And I have a lot of good friends. I have Heather and Philip and Mark and everything like that. But Heather in particular, I wanted to say, I would never recommend a book to Heather because Heather is she's so intelligent. And I would be worried that she would find my book so not intelligent, not up to her standards, that I would feel bad if she tried to read it. I would feel bad about that. All right, well, that was my book tag that I don't remember the name of it. I'll try to put it in the comments. And I'm going to writing this afternoon, so I may have a short little mini short on that. And I will check you later. If you want to know what I'm drinking a seltzer water. It's hot out. Check you later. Bye.